The Little Mermaid opens up with a bigger splash than many anticipated, coming in at 185 million, which breaks up into domestically 117 million and internationally 68 million, which surprises many people. However, there is supposedly some review bombing that is going out there on Rotten Tomatoes, which leads to many people wondering, is this film actually good? Are the critics wrong? What's going on here? So today we're going to break up into some of the other films that have come out recently and kind of give you a little bit of an idea of the box office openings that they had, so you can get a little bit better of an idea of how good The Little Mermaid actually is according to the box office numbers. Now, granted, I have not seen this movie yet. I am purely going off the numbers here, but just as a start, if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes on their website, you see that clearly there's a 95% of an audience verified rating saying that a lot of people loved this film that were from the audience. However, if you look at the tomato meter, as of now with this video, it is at 68% of all critics, but if you look at the top critics, it is only at 47%, saying that critics really thought that this movie was rotten. Up to the 47% of critics said that. So if you look over at some of the reviews that are on Rotten Tomatoes, some people are complaining about the CGI, others are complaining that it's not exactly the same as the original Little Mermaid, which is all right. Things can change. There's nothing wrong with that. But they made so many changes that some people just didn't like that. If you remember back when the trailer first came out on YouTube, they had to turn off the comments and turn off dislikes and likes because people were just hating on the movie before they had even seen it. So if we look over at, there's a lot of articles out there talking about how there's some review bombing, and that's what's happening that is stopping the movie from performing very well internationally. But there's more to it than meets the eye there, because if you look at other films that have released, it is really low for international. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a review bomber's problem. So let's take a little look. So The Little Mermaid is being compared to The Lion King, which was Disney's other live-action remake success, which opened up with 269 million. That is easily almost 80 million more than what The Little Mermaid made, coming in at 185. So, yes, The Lion King did much better. Little Mermaid still has some time to go. It's only been out for a weekend. But I see Little Mermaid slowing down from here, but it's definitely not definitely not as good as The Lion King was. Now, if you look over at Top Gun Maverick, and I know everyone's going to say, you can't include Top Gun Maverick, it includes Tom Cruise, it includes real planes. It's still a movie. It's still a movie, and it's made by a competitor. So we're going to compare it, and we're going to look and see that its opening was with $248 million. That's pretty crazy compared to the numbers you're seeing for Little Mermaid. But if you look at Lion King even beat that. Lion King beat Top Gun Maverick in its opening week. So that shows you right there that Lion King was better than Little Mermaid as a box office number. But with Top Gun Maverick, both domestic and international, they both made 124 million respectively. So internationally, this movie did really well. And if you look at Little Mermaid, internationally, it did only 68 million. So you still can see where I'm going here. Let's throw in another Disney movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. $289.3 million opening, better than The Lion King, which is surprising. But if you look for this movie did better internationally than it did domestically, with $118 million in domestic, and then internationally, $170.9 million. So international Marvel movies do a lot better than you would think for movies like Top Gun Maverick and Little Mermaid. But we can't go on without discussing the box office hit of 2023, will be spoken about for years to come. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, easily one of the best box office hits. It only opened up with 146 million within the first 3 days. Now, granted, The Little Mermaid has a 4-day weekend because of Memorial Day, but if you look at the 5-day release for Super Mario Bros., which is a little bit more fair, in my opinion, it's 204.6 million. So even Super Mario Bros. Beat out Little Mermaid in the long run. So does this mean that there is some review bombing going on? There probably is some. There always is on some movies that people just don't like. But is it affecting the box office? I would say no. I don't think some people are interested in seeing this movie. If you look at the numbers, I mean, it did very well for the amount of people that would want to go and see it. domestically, and they thought this movie would do better domestically. But internationally, I don't know how much what more they're going to make, because they only made 68 million. I think that has to do for other reasons than review bombing. People don't really care what people's reviews say. Usually people go out and see movies for themselves, especially if it's something they're interested in. I just think there's not a lot of interest in this movie internationally because it's just a remake and it's kind of different from what people are used to. But it's to be seen how well this movie does in the next couple of weeks. I don't think it's going to really do well next week, but if it does, we'll let you know in the future. Please leave us a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And if you've seen The Little Mermaid, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you think it deserves this big box office opening, and do you think it's being affected by review bombs? Let me know in the comments, and I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day.